Welcome back to another video on my 2007 GT500. So, if you saw the last video, we found we got a bent axle. Now, I was looking back, I think I've kind of had a shimmy in that wheel for a while now, but we're going to go ahead and get it fixed. I went ahead and ordered a set of H13 splines. I've not gotten a ship confirmation date. So, a friend of mine by the name of Chris Barnett reached out and offered me a set of stock ones, and I figured the stock ones held up with the previous owner for a long time. Should be fine. The Moser ones I have in here, I'm pretty positive I bent during this event, which I'll show you right here, is a while ago. And yeah, judging from it being only the one side, this side usually sees a little bit less load too, because the car kind of rocks up like that a little bit when we take off from a dig. I'm pretty sure that was the event that did it, and that was a while ago, and maybe it's just gotten slightly worse over time. Who knows? But putting another set of stock in, and we're going to go knock that out. In addition, a company called AutoOne was nice enough to reach out and offer a set of LEDs. So this will be like probably the third set of LEDs I put in this car. Last one was Oxido, and wouldn't have stuck those in the Expedition afterwards because I use that car more often, and they worked out great. So still have a set of halogens and these. We'll go ahead and put those in and see how they work toward the end of this video. But without further ado, let's go ahead and knock out the stock axles. These are the axles right here, good old stock 31 splines. And I did not realize, but they have the ARP studs in here, which is pretty nice. Those are actually pretty expensive. Gave me a smoking deal on these things. I offered the price, he accepted it, and yeah, really appreciate it. But yeah, the 3-inch ARP studs, which is awesome. These things, last I checked, I think they're almost like 70 bucks per set of 5, which is crazy. So should be good. And then, like I said, 31 spline is pretty solid. It's an upgrade for most cars. This just comes with the factory. It'll be good. What I want to do with this thing is nothing crazy right now. So we're going to go ahead and stick with these and pop them in, and we should be good. So I'm going to flip you over to time lapse. I'm going to get the car off, whole thing taken apart, and then we should be able to slap these axles in. I've already showed you guys how to do this several times at this point, so I'm not going to do anything too crazy in depth. It's going to be kind of one long time lapse and knock it out. So without further ado, let's get started. Just like that, they're out. So pretty easy. This definitely got more proficient at the time. I think it was my 3rd or 5th. Who knows? I've had this thing out quite a few times at this point. So let's go ahead and pop the axles out. See what it looks like. So this thing will just slide right out now, and it's twisted somewhere in here. So I'm gonna pull this the rest of the way out and see if I can spot it. The odds are not high I'm going to be able to, but go ahead and slide it out all the way and see what it looks like. All right, so I'm gonna doubt you guys are gonna be able to see this, but I went ahead and using this new stock axle, it's kind of a reference point to see if I can figure out what's going on with this thing. And I think I figured it out. It's definitely got a bow in it. Kind of got a slight bow right here. So when I put them together, kind of straight rotate it, there's a pretty significant gap on this side. Like, I don't know if you can, it's not where it's not sitting flat. And then you rotate it around some more, pretty severe rocking. Rotate it around some more, no rocking. So I don't know if you guys can see that super well, but yeah, it looks like we just have a pretty significant bow in this thing. Is what happened. So looks like it bowed right in here. The bowing is interesting because I was expecting a torsional like twist. For it to be bowed though is really weird. That's interesting. I don't know what it means. I'm not an axle professional by any means, but we go ahead and slap our new one in and be done with it. It also was nice enough to come with new speed sensor rings, so I don't have to swap those over. I'm taking these off of these before it goes to the dumpster, I guess. Nothing really I can do with that. But yeah, definitely very interesting. And then these are length specific. So the shorter one goes on the driver's side and the longer one goes on the passenger side. So I'm gonna slide this back in. All right, so what we're gonna go ahead and do is you got the new ones, well not the new ones, the old stock one back in. So it is what it is. So I'm gonna go ahead and put both sides in, replace the other side in a minute. Clean up all my surfaces and all that, and we should be good. I'll slide this one out while I'm at it. Just comes right out, nothing crazy, like so. Go ahead and set this one here. What I was talking about a second ago, so you can tell that one is taller than that one. So they're length specific. But yeah, not too bad. Go ahead and get this swapped out. It is interesting. So I noticed this back when I rewatched my video when I installed these original ones. So originally, it's kind of interesting the way to do the tooling on this. The Mosers keep the spline width all the way down until you get to this end part here where it gets wider. The stock ones have the spline width, add some material here, and then add some more material here. So this is less pronounced, but in theory, it's a stronger overall axle. So I thought that was an interesting design choice. Do I think it caused our bending issue? Probably not, but it is just interesting. So anyway, I'm gonna go put these guys in and we should be good. All right, so all it's left to do is go ahead and fill it up. I'm gonna do it off camera because it's kind of a pain in the butt. Just a fluid scoop, or a fluid pump rather. And we'll be done. And then, yeah, I did check the run out. I don't know if you can see the little dial indicator right there, but I checked the run out on both of these axles and they are basically perfect. There is a ever so slight, I'm talking like maybe a 1,000th bit of run out, but yeah, it's fine. And a dust speck, for instance, is enough to do that, or a rust speck rather. So yeah, she's good to go. Once again, a huge shout out. Appreciate Chris Barnett over there hooking me up, and that's sick. So probably just run these, and if we hurt one of these, we might have to go 35 spline. But for right now, yeah, should be good to go. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill it up with diff fluid, and then old girl's back on the road. Should be pretty sweet. All right, so we're back. It is the next day. I went ahead and drove my car into work today just to kind of see how it felt on the highway and everything. And it felt good. No issues. Went ahead and checked both rear tires when I was driving down the road with mirrors. No noticeable wobble or anything. I think everything's happy. So, I mean, I'm pretty positive that the axle is definitely not happy. As far as smoothness, I didn't notice a difference, to be honest. It felt about the same, which is pretty impressive for how nasty it looked on the dyno. And I looked in my rearview mirror when I had the bent axle. It was pretty noticeable, but nothing ever really stood out as a vibration, so it is what it is. So next, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the secret to not blowing up your car and living a fun, happy life, and that is turning down the power when you don't need it. So I had this thing turned up with the 2.5 pulley and race tune for doing dyno stuff or going to the track. When we're not on that, I'm putting the 2.8 pulley back on just to kind of live life, be happy, get to show it off to your friends or whatever, and just drive around and have a good time. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the 2.8 pulley back on because I don't need the 2.5 right now. I'm not doing any racing or anything. It's hot out, it's nasty, And I know that's a nice safe setup with what's in it, and it'll be good. So we're gonna go and do that, and then get the headlight install, see how those work at night, and that'll be it. Two-way pulley's back on, everything seems pretty good. Let's go ahead and hop in the headlights. So this car takes a H13, it's got a halogen in it right now, and just looks just like that. You know, not bad, just kind of your basic stock OEM headlight. So these are from AutoOne. It's an LED bulb, similar to most other ones on the market that I've seen. And yeah, I do not see a, there's sometimes an adapter with this. This one does not have it, it's just a direct plug and play. So we're gonna go and plug it in and see how it works. Seems fairly simple. I don't see anything weird about them. And we'll go ahead and plug them in, see what kind of beam display we get, and it should be good. But yeah, H13, minimal instructions it seems, so just kind of your basic rundown of instructions. Pretty straightforward, nothing to worry about. So let's go ahead and get this thing plugged in, see how it works. All right, so these are fairly simple. This one's easier to access, so I'm gonna do it on this side first. So your H13 connector is the one that's back there. So you can reach down and unplug it like so. Pretty easy, just there's a single clip, and then you can rotate these counterclockwise and pull out the stock halogen bulb. You don't want to touch these with your fingers, not be a good time. So set those right there. We'll grab our LED bulb and plug it in the same way. So it's a little 3-prong, slide everything up. Let's see now. So I got my orientation right. There we go. Lined up. Plug it in. Like so. Fits just like stock. The unlock button. There we have it. So kind of get an idea that is quite a bit brighter than the halogen on that side. That actually looks pretty good. It's actually one of the better beam patterns. I'll have to try this out around the try this out a little bit and see how it looks. But yeah, halogen and these guys. Holy poop, that's pretty impressive. Let's go ahead and plug these things in on the other side and do that. Yeah, that's the difference. Not bad at all. All right, let's see how it looks installed. That one's not on. Interesting. I wonder if I messed something up. I'm gonna check something real quick. Plug this in right. Oh, there we go. Loose connector. Damn. All right, that is pretty sick. That's a lot brighter. That's pretty good. On this side, not bad. The camera's gonna do it no justice, but I'm actually pretty impressed. These are also in a 6K, which is your level of brightness. So I don't see it on the packaging, but basically you have different levels. The K is kind of the blue hue you're gonna get. So 4800 is your standard halogen. That's what these are, very yellow. 5K is fairly bright white, kind of what you might have, something like that. And these are 6K, I believe, which is about what, as you see here. 65 is a little bit more blue, then you get into like the 7, which is like that super dark blue / purple color. We don't want that. Yeah, I'm actually really impressed with that. So we're gonna go ahead, I think, and take this thing out for a drive in a minute and kind of see what the headlights look like. I'm fairly happy with how that turned out. Got them on. you know, I gotta say, these things are pretty nice. It's not quite dark out yet, but I will definitely say there's quite a bit of an improvement. The beam pattern is the biggest thing. They're actually pretty impressive over stock. I'm happy with that. So, pretty sweet. We're gonna go ahead and just kind of go around the block and see what I think. But yeah, I know obviously camera's not gonna do them any justice. You just have to take my word for it. But yeah, if you're in the market for some LEDs, the AutoOne H13's are pretty good. No flickers, nothing weird. Really can't complain. So let's go ahead and get back to the house. Bit of a dark spot coming up here. Yeah, these things are pretty sweet. I really am pretty happy with them. Brights, normal. Yep, pretty good upgrade. I'm happy with that. That's sweet. So thanks again for sending those things out. And let's go ahead and get back to the house and close out this video. Sounds freaking good, just chopping around the block. Hell yeah. You know, sometimes you just gotta be thankful. This thing is freaking awesome. Really happy with this car. Chopping, sounding stellar. Solid. Alright, so that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. Pretty happy with the headlights. Got our axle sorted out, so that thing is in our past. We're done there. I decided not to go with the strange axles after all, and the reason being, I really think that wheel hop probably is what jacked it up, so I don't think I'm really pushing things necessarily. And thinking about it more, I think going 35 spline is probably the wiser choice if we have this issue in the future. So for right now, we'll leave it stock. There's no point getting another set of 31 spline. They're all kind of the same at this point. Materials are basically, you know, they're kind of right there. So it is what it is. But I'm going to leave it, live a happy life. I plan to do some hooning around, hopefully pretty soon here with some buddies of mine. With the 4th of July, should be a fun time. And when we get back, probably want to doing the heat exchanger upgrade and pump. I've been kind of putting that off because it's kind of a whole thing that I don't really have time to get into all in one shot, knock it out. So I'm kind of putting it off until I have a good couple days to just set aside and knock it out, not get distracted, and be done. So that's kind of where we're at with everything. But all in all, I am pretty happy with how the car's operating. I think we're good to go. So thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Leave a comment down below, like the video, and I'll see you in the next.